interesting that the data that came back from the Teachers Anonymous survey said that about 75% would like to teach in person. And when parents were given the choice, whether they wanted virtual or whether they wanted to be in person, and they voted with their enrollment, it was almost 80% wanted in person. So when you have the same number of teachers that want to teach in person, and the same number of students and families that want in person, there's only one thing standing in between them. So I reiterate our call to the school district. Please vote in favor of giving parents the choice of virtual or in-person schooling in time to start on Tuesday, September 8th. With that, we'll go to the next part of our agenda, and that's our call to action tonight. And as Michael comes up to do that, we'll switch spots so I can pull up the cloud. But he's going to talk about what we can do as parents and as a community to help us achieve this goal.
All right. Thank you for this turnout. I think today marks 2 weeks ago that I met Aaron. I didn't know Aaron before 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, we have essentially grown a grassroots effort in record time, in my opinion. Just as the video was playing earlier, I couldn't find a comment, but someone just posted that they spoke with a principal for Owasso, and they said there is no end game. Now think about that. There is no end game. This is coming from a principal. It makes me furious. I've been privileged to be able to help some people here tonight. I know Ron has, I don't know how many miles he put on his vehicle, driving to get people to sign. People that have sat for hours at tables waiting at parks. Thank you, because the coordinated effort is making a difference. People are noticing. Even though the board members aren't here, they know what's going on. Dr. Bittner, she knows what's going on. Okay, so we have Pat Annette. Meet Pat. I don't know how many years she's been a board member, but I do know that she's going to retire in 2021. And she ran uncontested. No one voted her in this last go round. Wanda Mills also ran uncontested. The election was canceled. Neil Kessler ran uncontested. And Brent said, there we go. And Brent England, ran uncontested. Last but not least, we have Frosty. Frosty won. I didn't add up the exact votes between the two contenders, but he may have actually barely won if we didn't split the votes.
How many of them have kids in school?
One. One. Dr. Fitchner does not have any kids in school, and I'm sorry, but Frosty has grandchildren in school. That is respectable. There are some grandparents here tonight. However, I don't buy it. So obviously, you don't have to have a child in the school district. That is not a requirement. Maybe it should be. That's not what we're here about. What we're here about is the fact that we cannot sustain this. It is not doable. We are in day 2. My 6-year-old, 7-year-old was in tears yesterday. I have a 1st grade and a 2nd grader, and what's the point? It's not worth the Chromebook. You can't buy me off with a device, okay? That doesn't cut it. In fact, when I was actually helping my wife try to figure out the computers, I lost a big deal of work. It cost me $3,000. So I've been really, really pissed about everything, but that hit me in the wallet directly. And I know it's hitting everyone else in their wallet. If they're having to quit their job, extra daycare expenses. Is it okay? And we are in support of teachers. Is it okay that teachers do not have to pay for child care during this time? I think the answer is no, because there are parents that are paying a lot of money to have their kids in child care. I'm glad that I can work from home, but I don't know if it's a whole lot easier because I can't work and be focused and actually teach. I can have them do something and walk away, and they'll lose their attention in about 30 seconds. So, nevertheless, so here is our map, okay? We have Ward 1, and we're not really going to talk specifically about who is going to be running in these districts. There was some discussion on Facebook about who wants to run for what ward, and it just brought everyone's focus off. So we have Ward 1 that I think we have someone that wants to run for Ward 4, Ward 3, and I believe possibly even Ward 5. But this map means nothing if we don't have enough signatures. It means absolutely nothing. All of the work that we've done means nothing. For my 5 boys, it means nothing. And I'm not going to stop. So I implore you to keep fighting. I implore you to keep sending the invites. Wayne and I have had a couple of conversations with legal counsel, and I won't go into any details, but the recall efforts, that is our best bet. And so right now, I'm not sure the exact count. I know that we at least need to have about 700. However, if we can work together, if we can find a central location, if we can get that number to 1,000, that's even better. If we can break, I think it's 1,336, then that actually would surpass the amount of votes cast in the last election. So essentially, when this goes to the Tulsa County election board and they validate the signatures, it's going to be presented to a judge. Okay? So if you have the last 6, 7, 8, it doesn't really matter at that point in time, elections that have gone uncontested, and the last one had 1,300 and something votes, and we have that many signatures, it makes our chance even greater. Okay? So, I want to wrap things up by just quoting Dr. Vishner about that. She said on the July 13th school board meeting, if we distance, if we wash our hands, if we sanitize and have an extraordinary cleaning protocol, our goal is to keep school open for the full session this fall. Fisher said if a child chooses to wear a mask or not wear a mask, or chooses whether or not to stay home or not to stay home, those choices that we will honor and respect. No child should ever be criticized for making those choices. And she said in that same meeting, we know that there are going to be families who are uncomfortable returning students to school. Fisher told the packed board room at the Dale C. Johnson Education Center, we know and we pray this isn't a long-term situation, but a short-term situation. If parents believe that learning from home is the best option, we'll honor that. If they believe returning to school is the best option, we'll honor that. as the parent is the foremost authority in their child's life. I agree with her. The parent is the foremost authority. And I'll leave it with this. The 2020 Owasso graduation commencement speech by Dr. Fishner. She stated, and she talked about the power of choice. That is what we are about. The power of choice. And she said, not choosing the easier wrong when the harder right will do. I'll read that again. Not choosing the easier wrong. Was it easy for her to just blast a Facebook or a YouTube video saying, we're going to change things up on you? Not choosing the easier wrong when the harder will do. Honestly, and I'll finish up with this quote, I apologize. Quoting Ben Franklin, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. I'm not afraid to send my kids to school. I've been at Sam's. I've been at Lowe's. I've been all over town. I've been in other parts of Oklahoma City. This does not scare me. Sending my kids to school does not scare me. What does scare me is them potentially having a full year of being at home. Because remember, there is no end